So I've been getting comments left and right, and even in the center, all asking about the upcoming 4-stars in these banners, and oh boy, there are a lot. As such, I took up your request and will be breaking down the exact 5 stars, their phases, and the 4 stars for both Phase 2 of 5.8 and the 6.0 patch. That way, if you somehow still don't have Bennett in 2025, poor you, or you're missing any other 4 stars, you'll know whether you should start saving for them. Because let's be honest, they do kind of influence our pulling decisions. But there's another thing that might affect your plans, and that's how Flins performs without Ineffa. So if you're thinking about pulling for him and want to know just how bad the gap is, or even want to know how to fix him without Ineffa, then stick around till the end. I'm about to save your whole career. So yeah, this video is going to be packed with juicy info and the good old fun, but let's be honest, nothing is more fun than saving big on your top-ups. That's where LDshop comes in. With Chaska and Mualani getting closer, I've collabed with LDshop to bring you a literal 35% discount on all your top-ups. And sure, discounts are amazing, but let's be real, your account safety always comes first. And that's another reason LDshop stands out. They never ask for your password. Like seriously, I'm saving more than 30 bucks here, and all I had to give was my UID and server. That's it. Plus, if you end up spending over $80 in a month, they'll just hand you a welcome, or its equivalent in any of these 3 other games. So if you want to grab the best deal out there, then use my link in the pinned comment or in the description. With it, you'll get that sweet 35% off all your top-ups. Now with that covered, let's start by stating the obvious fact that everyone knows, and then start arranging the puzzle about their expected phases, as well as the 4 stars. For 5.8 second phase, we're looking at Chaska and Mualani. But look, I know you're here for the 4 stars, so that's exactly where I've done the most research. That said, I found 2 patterns that point us straight to the heavenly light. The first, and most obvious, is what I like to call mutualism. Trust me, once I'm done cooking here, you won't have a single counter-argument. You see, aside from Genshin's habit of rerunning the support 5-star before the DPS, they also tend to rerun a 5-star alongside their partner 4 stars. Or in other words, the 4 stars that directly complement their abilities or element. Let's use 5.7 as the perfect example. Now, I'll need you to pay close attention because this is where the pattern takes place. In the second phase, we had Mavuika and Emily, and the 4-star alongside them were Ian-san, Yao Yao, and Xiangling. Now watch how neat this is. Ian-san is a direct buffer for Mavuika. Meanwhile, Emily shines in burning teams alongside Kinich. And the best partners for that setup are Exactlyyy, Yao Yao, and Xiangling. That's the mutualism pattern in action. The 4 stars aren't random, they're handpicked to amplify the featured 5 stars kits and archetypes. See how everything locks together? Great! Now the second reason is pretty straightforward. HoYoverse likes to drop their newest 4-star characters into the banner lineup the moment they make their first in-game screen appearance. That's pretty much all there is to say about that. So, with that out of the way, let's move into the fun part. Predicting the full 4-star lineup for the second phase of 5.8, and then shooting our shot for the 4 stars in version 6.0 as well. And because I can't resist a little extra spice, I'll also give you my personal prediction for the phases of the 5 stars in 6.0. Spoiler alert, it's not the same as leakers. Anyways, for 5.8 second phase, let's start with Mualani. Her best buffer would be someone who can provide a solid off-field pyro application so as to trigger Vaporize very often, and that's none other than Xiangling. But here's the catch. Xiangling already ran in 5.7, and since 4 stars can't rerun in back-to-back patches, she's automatically out of the picture. So we look at alternatives. Sucrose with a Viridescent Venerer set could work nicely with her, but sadly HoMDG CAD already confirmed her for 6.0. That leaves us with one clear option, Bennett. Now Bennett doesn't directly buff Mualani, she scales on HP after all, but he does buff Xiangling, and HoYoverse knows players will pair those 2 together. It's more sub-DPS damage after all. So I'm calling it now. Bennett is making his comeback in the next phase, and fun fact, since Mualani scales purely on HP, there's literally no 4-star who directly buffs that stat. Just a neat little info I thought you should know. Anyways, for the remaining 2 4 stars, we're going to use Chaska to figure those out. And that's where Ineffa comes in. Not only has he been teased via the livestream, but he's the one last character who can use the VV set in Genshin. That way, he can directly buff the elements which you plan to use with Chaska. Now, Heizu could do the same thing, but I have a general feeling that he's too old for Genshin to pick over Ineffa. So yes, Ineffa is coming alongside Bennett in 5.8. Now for the last 4-star, we've got 2 contenders fighting for the spot, Auroran and Fischl. But here's the thing, Fischl already ran in this phase, so she's automatically out. That leaves us with Auroran, and honestly, he makes perfect sense here. He brings strong sub-DPS off-field capabilities, and considering how his kit works, he'll have no problem keeping both his damage and abilities up the whole time. So yes, in the next phase, we can expect Bennett, Auroran, and Ineffa. I hope that helps you shape your decisions better. By the way, if you ever thought about creating awesome pics, like this Rosaria pic, or even this Yellen pic, then now's a safe time to let you know that you can make it yourself using Kusa Pics. They're an online image generator platform with tons of art styles to fit any art needs you may desire. Personally, my favorite style is the bright illustration which I use to make my arts. So if you want to explore the world of art, then feel free to check them out using my link down below. Now, before we wrap up the 6.04-star lineup, let's talk about Flins, the one guy that presumably everyone's aiming for. According to leakers, Flins is basically bad without Ineffa, even worse than Skirk without a Scoffy. And like I mentioned earlier, Hoyo loves releasing the support before the DPS. In this case, Ineffa's the support, Flins is the DPS. But here's the problem, not everyone's gonna pull Ineffa. Heck, even I don't care about her. So, it's my duty to help you guys figure out the best fix for this predicament. Flint's teams are actually pretty straightforward. It's him plus 3 supports. All you really need is him and any Hydro or Electro unit. His best lineup? Flins, Ineffa, Ano, and Sucrose. You can swap Sucrose for Kazuha and Ano for Yellen. It's really that simple. But the key player here is obviously Ineffa. She's basically written all over his kit. According to leaks, the only one who can truly replace her is C6 Auroran. Kind of like how C6 Sucrose can replace C0 Kazuha in almost any team, Genshin always leaves that one 4-star F2P friendly option. And if you want to supercharge the team, you can replace Yelan or Ano with Farina to cover all missing damage. So yeah, that's your quick guide to Flins. I just had to talk about him since so many of you asked. I'll also be making a build tutorial for him soon, so stay tuned. By the way, I hate to disturb, but if you're enjoying the video, kindly drop a like or a sub. I would love if this video reaches 60,000 views, as I put a lot of research into the making. It's free and you have my thanks for it. Now, with that said, let's dive into the 6.04 stars. Luckily for us, HoMDGCat has already spilled the tea on 5 out of the 6, but don't click away just yet, because after some digging, I've managed to pin down the expected phases for the 5 stars and, most importantly, uncover the last mystery 4-star. So here are the first 5 confirmed faces. But who's number 6? Well, this is where things get spicy. We can't throw in Sethos or Xingqiu since both already had their time in 5.8. But when I checked the banner history alongside Yelan's reruns, 2 names kept popping up more than the rest, Barbara and Yanfei. Now here's the thing, Barbara is ancient at this point. Most players have her sitting at C6 collecting dust, which honestly makes it look like HoYoverse is slowly phasing her out. That leaves us with one clear choice, Yanfei. And now for the 5-star patches. Let's start with the Archons. There's a pattern here. Genshin always drops Archon reruns in Phase 2. You can see it in 5.7, 5.6, 5.5, and plenty more. So yeah, Nahida is coming in the 2nd phase. Now listen closely to this part because it's where things really start to click. Genshin almost never reruns a new character without their direct support. Skirk ran with Shene for a reason, and Mavuika ran with Citlali for a reason. So if we're expecting Flins to run with Llama, honestly, that's not very likely. Yes, I've heard the leakers say it, but until I see more concrete points from them, I'm not fully buying it. That said, I think Nahida could be a perfect support for Llama, which is why I'm predicting Llama will be in the 2nd phase, and Yellen will be in the 1st phase alongside Flins. Since she buffs him both element-wise and kit-wise, she is literally one of his best in slot teammates. So yeah, Flins and Yellen in Phase 1, Llama and Nahida in Phase 2. And there you have it. So much thinking and brainstorming went into this analysis, so if you enjoyed it, please drop a thumbs up, maybe subscribe or leave a comment. I'm really hoping a lot of people get to see this video and get so much value from it. As always, thanks so much for watching. I freaking love you all, and I'll catch you in the next one.